Well, my name is Pato Banton. I was born in London, grew up in Birmingham, England. My stepfather was a DJ. He made his living by playing music. He was from Jamaica, and he had a sound system, which was basically the community sound system. His sound system was called V-Rocket. And at the age of 8, when my mum met him, I got involved helping him carry equipment. And as I grew up, I got more involved in helping him set up the wiring of the sound system. Then eventually I started going on the microphone and selecting the records and becoming a DJ myself. And at no point really did I intend that music was going to be my career. It was really just an evolution of being a part of my dad's situation and growing and progressing from there to eventually becoming an artist in my own right. I got involved with the Urantia book really after years of searching for truth. I wasn't really grown up in a church as such, but I would say I had a Christian upbringing, mainly through my grandmother. But I was always curious to know more truth. And there was a lot of questions that I found in the church were unanswered, and in the Bible that were unanswered. And some people would say, if the question isn't answered in the Bible, then it's not for man to know. But I believe that the relationship between man and God and the angels is ongoing. And I always believe that revelations are always available to human beings, whether it's in their dreams or by visitation. So I was never satisfied by just leaving unanswered questions alone. So I would dig and pry and, dig and pry some more and ask. And I ended up almost joining maybe about 7 different denominations of church while I was in there asking questions and learning why this church was different from the other churches. But still my questions went unanswered. Then one day I was reading the Bible, and I came across this text that there was this guy called Melchizedek who had no mother, no father, no beginning of days, no ending of life, no genealogy, but remains a priest continually. So I decided, well, I believed what it said. I asked some church leaders who Melchizedek was, and they would tell me that they thought he was this person or that person, or he could be this person, and it was all really just theory. And I wanted some factual answers, and I was very unsatisfied with the answers I got. So I started looking into other religions, into Buddhism, Hinduism, into Islam, and would find little clues that made me start to realize that even though all these religions were in different parts of the world, there are certain truths that are universal within every religion. But still I wasn't satisfied. Every religion that I studied I enjoyed, but I still wasn't having my answered question. The question about evolution, the question about Adam and Eve, so many different things I wanted to know. Then one day I came across a friend of mine who was a trumpet player in Los Angeles, and we were sitting down talking about God and the universe. And he says to me, "Pato, I need to tell you something." And I said, "What?" He said, "I found this book. It's a big blue book. And after reading it, I was freaked out. And I started running down the street naked because I felt as though I had a connection to the universe. And the police arrested me. And I'm like, "Where's the book?" So he showed me the book, and I opened the book. And the minute I opened the book, my whole body started tingling. And I looked at the authors of the book, and I saw there was no human authors of the book, and I saw Melchizedek's name many times, and more than one Melchizedek too, which was a revelation in itself. And I studied the book for quite a while, and for me, when I came across the Urantia book, I really had to abandon my ideas that I had before about God and the universe, and really have an unbiased outlook on being a truth seeker. And the minute that you try to attach your preconceived ideas or notions that you have set in concrete from previous religious learnings, then you can't really accept new truth or higher truth, because the foundations of your truth are more evolutionary than revelatory. So I really opened my heart and soul and sincerely looked at this book. And even though there was a few times when certain things rubbed me up the wrong way, when I really reflected from an angelic viewpoint, not from a human viewpoint, because that's another thing I find with advanced truth. If you look at it as a human being, you can only see it from an emotional viewpoint. But if you look at it from a different angle, from a being who is not a human being, then you can have a clearer understanding of how they see your situation. And then you let go of whether you're a black man or a white man or a human or an Anandek or Verandadek or whatever. So for me, the Urantia book has been a beautiful revelation that has emancipated me, allowed me to feel comfortable with my spiritual freedom, allowed me to be a spiritual person without belonging to an institutional organization and worrying if my soul is safe. It has also allowed me to accept myself for who I am and where I am, and to understand that spiritual growth is slow and steady growth. And it has also allowed me to have a deeper and more loving appreciation and less of a frustration for the planet I live on and its state in this time. Now that I understand the concept of evolution and slow growth, and also understand the handicaps that this planet has suffered, I no longer look at this planet as being a negative, dark world, only a world that is still growing slowly, but still growing towards light and life.